And it's time for Lefties Losing It. Time to check in on the lunatic asylum masquerading as a news network. MSNBC is calling itself MS Now these days, but it's still just as dishonest and delusional. Here they feature a woman called Megan Hayes, who goes on some wild rant about Donald Trump suffering cognitive decline and ageing rapidly. Let's have a listen, and then I have an absolute doozy for you.
That this is a real concern that he falls asleep during press conferences, and who is making these decisions. It seemed the last person in his ear makes the final decisions, or testing that they're doing in focus groups of what targets the most hate is what he seems to say out loud, regardless if it has anything to do with the actual policy at hand. So, I think that the American people are starting to see more of this, and I think that this will come to fruition in the midterms.
Yeah, the man who functions on just 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night, the one who members of the media, including TDS-afflicted CNN reporters, say they cannot keep up with, he's the one suffering cognitive decline. How stupid do they think the American people are? Well, the fact that they would have this woman, Megan Hayes, pushing this propaganda tells you just how stupid MSNBC or MS Now think their audience is. Because Megan Hayes, who you just saw, is the same one who was in this bunny suit. Yes, she's the former White House staffer dressed in an Easter bunny costume who intervened to save President Biden from embarrassing himself by wandering off in the wrong direction or trying to answer journalists' questions. Yes, that actually happened. They had a staffer in a bunny suit handling the president, and that same staffer is now on MS Now defaming President Trump. And it's not just her. MS Now also had this doctor on who a year ago was telling us how sharp Joe Biden was. Apparently Biden was in excellent shape and robust. That must be why the Democrats dumped him. And this doctor now claims Donald Trump is tired, incoherent and slow. These people exist in a parallel universe, or they're liars. You decide.
Cardiovascularly, he's in excellent shape. I'm a pulmonologist. I see this all the time in octogenarians. I think he's actually quite high functioning as an octogenarian and keeping up that schedule.
But it's clear that there's age-related cognitive decline. I mean, that's obvious. His response to somebody fainting in the Oval Office really conveyed that. He didn't show any signs of concern. He didn't really do anything. He was slow to respond. And that slowness and fatigue you're seeing more and more in his public events. So that's one. 2, he's confused a lot. 3, he sometimes mumbles sort of incoherent nonsense when he's asked a question in the press pool in the Oval Office.
I wonder why trust in the media has plummeted to record lows. It's a mystery. Now let's have a laugh at Kamala lovers. They gathered in Nashville on the weekend to hear from the failed presidential candidate. And these people still believe Kamala Harris was robbed, that she should be president.
She's the best qualified out there.
What makes her so qualified?
Oh gosh, that's a hard one.
A lot of, drawing a blank here.
What was her biggest accomplishment as VP?
She really made a difference at the borders. She stopped people from coming into the country illegally.
She did what now? She stopped people coming into the country illegally? Is that what you said, lady? She was the border czar who oversaw millions come in illegally every year, more than 2 million a year, record numbers. Complete crisis at the border for years. Surely that's the dumbest thing that woman is going to say, surely.
Why do you think Kamala lost the election?
I think there was cheating.
Okay, yeah, we hit rock bottom. The democracy deniers are making me feel unsafe, folks. Let's go back to Nashville one last time and see if one of these Kamala lovers is able to name anything she did that made America better.
Let's see, what was her biggest accomplishment? She was able to inspire a lot of females.
What was her biggest accomplishment as VP?
Now, pop star Sabrina Carpenter had a little tanty because one of her songs was used in an ICE video. Let's have a look at that video.
this one? Have you ever tried this one?
She posted, "This video is evil and disgusting. Do not ever involve me or my music to benefit your inhumane agenda." And the White House didn't take that lying down. Here is the response from Deputy Press Secretary Abigail Jackson. She said, "Here's a short and sweet message for Sabrina Carpenter. We won't apologise for deporting dangerous criminal illegals, murderers, rapists and pedophiles from our country. Anyone who would defend these sick monsters must be stupid, or is it slow?" Let's bring in host of Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered on Blaze TV and VP of the Texas Family Project. Sarah, I love that they are on the front foot always, and it's something that has been lacking over the years from the GOP.
Yeah, I totally agree, Rita. Thank you for having me on. I completely agree that this Trump administration 2.0 will be one for the history books, the optics, the PR, not just from the White House, but from all of these different government agencies, all of these different departments. They seem to understand what time it is. They seem to understand that the mainstream media in this country has lost its footing. They have lost their stronghold on the American people. And if we can get this in front of the American people on social media, we can get way more traction than on a CNN or an MSNBC. And that is exactly what the Trump administration is doing. I personally love it. It's one of my favorite things to log on to social media and see the Trump administration, see the White House accounts fighting back, because the fact of the matter is the American people are with them. We all agree these people should not be in our country. We don't care one bit about what some singer is upset about with regard to her song. All we care about is that the deportations are happening and that they are happening at an accelerated rate, and liberals can cry harder about it.